The rain falls softly, tapping against the windows like quiet fingers. Laura sits in her living room, a book open in her hands, a blanket around her shoulders. The clock on the wall shows 11:59. Another ordinary night. Then, 3 slow knocks at the door. Not loud. Not hurried. Just steady. Knock, knock, knock. Laura frowns. No one ever visits this late. She sets her book down, her heart beating faster than she wants to admit. Through the frosted glass, she sees a faint shadow, someone standing there. She opens the door a little. Cold air rushes in, carrying the smell of wet earth and rain. A woman stands on the porch, soaked, pale, her hair clinging to her face. Her eyes glimmer in the dim porch light, half sad, half smiling. "Do you remember me?" the woman asks softly. Laura blinks. "I'm sorry, should I?" The woman only tilts her head, her smile never fading. Something about her voice feels strangely familiar, a melody half remembered from a dream. Rain drips from the woman's coat onto the floor. Laura hesitates, then finally opens the door wider. "Come in," she says, a choice she will spend the rest of the night questioning. The woman steps inside, leaving a small puddle on the wooden floor. Laura closes the door behind her, still unsure why she did. The stranger's voice is calm, almost too calm. "My name is Grace," she says, removing her wet scarf. "I used to live here. A long time ago." Laura blinks. "Here? In this house?" Grace nods slowly, her gaze wandering around the room. "The walls were blue then," she murmurs. "And there was a crack near the fireplace, shaped like a bird." Laura's breath catches. She has seen that crack, hidden behind a painting, when she moved in. Her hands tighten around her sleeves. "How do you know that?" Grace turns, smiling faintly. "You told me. We used to sit by that wall every afternoon." "I told you?" Laura repeats, her voice barely a whisper. Grace steps closer, eyes glistening. "You once promised you'd never forget me." Laura forces a nervous laugh. "You must be mistaken. I've never met you." Grace's smile fades, replaced by quiet sorrow. "Maybe," she says softly. "Or maybe you just forgot." A silence fills the room, heavy, familiar, and unexplainably sad. Outside, thunder rolls in the distance, echoing like a memory trying to return. The rain has slowed to a whisper. Grace walks through the house as if she knows every corner, every creak in the floorboards. Her hand trails along the staircase railing. "The attic," she says suddenly. "Can we go up there?" Laura hesitates. "It's just old boxes. Nothing interesting." But Grace is already halfway up, her steps light, certain. The attic smells of dust and old wood. Laura switches on the bulb, a soft yellow light flickers across forgotten things, a trunk, some winter coats, a broken lamp. Grace kneels beside a box labeled Memories. She opens it and pulls out a dusty photo album wrapped in brown paper. Her fingers shake slightly as she turns the pages. Then she stops. "Here," she whispers. Laura leans closer. The photo shows 2 little girls standing in front of this very house, one with short dark hair, the other with long curls and a shy smile. Laura stares. "That's me." Her heart skips. But who's the other girl? Grace looks up, eyes glimmering. "Me," she says softly. "You and I, before everything changed." Laura steps back, dizzy. "That's impossible." Grace closes the album gently. You just forgot the summer that took everything away. A cold wind rushes through the attic window, though it's tightly shut. Grace sits cross-legged on the attic floor, the photo album open on her lap. Her voice turns soft, almost like a lullaby. Do you remember the old tree behind the garden? Laura nods slowly. Yes, the one with the swing. Grace smiles faintly. We built that swing together. You tied the rope, I pushed you first. We thought it would last forever. Her fingers trace the photo as she continues. That summer was ours. We climbed trees, made wishes, and buried a small tin box under the roots, our secret time capsule. Laura feels a strange ache in her chest. Flashes of sunlight, laughter, and the smell of river water flicker in her mind like broken film. Then Grace's tone darkens. But one afternoon, we went to the river after the storm. The water was wild, remember? I told you not to go in. Laura's breath catches. A sound, splash, scream, echoes faintly inside her. Her lips tremble. Grace, you mean? Grace meets her eyes, calm and kind. Yes. The river took me. You ran for help, but it was too late. Tears spill down Laura's face. No. I would have remembered. Grace shakes her head gently. You tried to forget. You moved away. You promised you'd remember me, but you locked it all away. Laura presses her palms to her temples as the memories crash back. The cold water, her own voice screaming Grace's name, and the silence that followed. Thunder shakes the house, pulling Laura out of her daze. She blinks, wiping her eyes. The attic is empty. Grace, she calls, her voice echoing through the narrow stairs. No answer. She rushes down, her footsteps loud against the old wooden steps. The front door is wide open, rain sweeping in with the wind. Outside, the garden is soaked, and on the porch, a trail of muddy footprints. They lead to the gate, and then stop. No more prints. No sign of anyone leaving. Laura steps into the rain, her heart pounding. Grace, she shouts into the darkness. Only thunder replies. When she turns back, she freezes. On the table by the window lies the photograph, the one from the attic, but now it looks new, clean, colors bright as if it was taken yesterday. And beside it, a small metal box glints under the flickering light. Laura walks closer, trembling. She remembers that box, the one they buried under the tree all those years ago. But how is it here? Her fingers brush against the cold metal lid. The engraving is still faintly visible, L+G, forever. Her breath quickens. The air feels heavier, charged with something unseen. The house is silent again, too silent. And for the first time, Laura feels she is not alone, even though Grace is gone. Laura's fingers tremble as she lifts the small metal box. The lid creaks softly, like something waking after a long sleep. Inside lies a folded piece of paper, yellowed at the edges, and a tiny drawing, two stick-figure girls holding hands beneath a tree, smiling in the sunlight. Her heart twists. She remembers drawing it with Grace one summer afternoon, both of them laughing, the smell of grass and wet paint in the air. She unfolds the paper. The handwriting is hers, uneven, childish letters. If you ever forget, I'll come to remind you. Laura's breath catches. The words blur as tears spill down her cheeks. She presses the note to her chest and whispers, Grace, you really came back. The house feels warmer somehow, as if the air itself sighs with relief. Memories rush in like a tide, the laughter by the river, the shared secrets. The moment everything went wrong, and the years she spent not remembering. Outside, the rain slows to a drizzle, then stops. A thin beam of moonlight slips through the window, landing on the box. For the first time, Laura doesn't feel afraid. She feels seen, forgiven. Grace had kept her promise. Laura closes her eyes, whispering, "Thank you for finding me again." The next morning, the house feels lighter, as if the night storm had washed something away. Sunlight spills through the curtains, touching every corner that once felt cold. Laura wakes early, still holding the little box against her chest. Outside, the garden glistens with dew. She steps barefoot onto the damp grass, drawn to the old tree that sways gently in the breeze. Then she sees it, the soil near the roots looks freshly turned. Her heart beats faster. She kneels down, brushing the dirt away with her hands. Something silver catches the light. It's a bracelet, small, delicate, engraved with the same letters as the box. L&G, forever. Her breath trembles. She lifts it carefully, and a tear rolls down her cheek. The air feels warm against her face, like a soft touch. She turns, and for a heartbeat, she sees Grace standing at the gate, smiling in the morning sun. Her hair glows like gold, her eyes calm and kind. Then, in the blink of an eye, she's gone. Only the sound of the wind remains, whispering through the leaves. Laura clutches the bracelet to her heart and smiles through her tears. "You kept your promise," she whispers. Some doors open to the past, not the present. And sometimes, love doesn't fade, it just waits for us to remember. Thank you for listening. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Academia Bees for more emotional English stories that help you learn through feeling.